Liberal nut jobs, they can't go a minute without trying to make something about race. They have to. Roll it.
I'll tell you, it is also unnerving to see that on a network where we've got count them, two non-white hosts in primetime, both of our non-white hosts in primetime are losing their shows, as is Katie Fang on the weekend. And that feels worse than bad, no matter who replaces them.
This video is brought to you by Home Title Lock, brought to you by Home Title Lock. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know scammers can literally steal your house right out from under you? The FBI calls it house stealing, and it's a growing real estate scam targeting American homeowners. Here is how it works. Criminals forge your signature on one document, use a fake notary stamp, pay a small fee, and file it with your local recorder's office. And just like that, your home title has been transferred out of your name. Then they take a loan using your equity as collateral or even selling the property behind your back. And you won't even know it happened until you start getting collections or foreclosure notices. So let me ask you, when was the last time that you checked your home title? If you're like most Americans, the answer is never. And that's exactly what scammers are counting on. That's why I trust Home Title Lock. Their $1 million triple lock protection helps keep your home and equity safe. Here's what you get: immediate 24/7 monitoring on your property, urgent alerts if there's any changes, and if fraud should happen, their US-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix the fraud and restore your title at no additional cost. And here's the best part. I've teamed up with Home Title Lock to give you a free title history report so you can find out if you're already a victim and access your personal title expert, a $250 value just for signing up. Go to HometitleLock.com and use my promo code Tatum250 or click on the link in the description and make sure to check out the $1 million triple lock protection details when you get there. That's HometitleLock.com. Promo code Tatum250, that's Tatum250, to get the protection and peace of mind you deserve. Man, you know they going crazy over Joy Reid, the bald head milk dud, as I call her. They're going crazy that she is losing her job. Only if you're a socialist do you think that her keeping her job makes sense. If you're not bringing in money, then they can't keep your show. It's really that simple. But Joy Reid officially signs off today, and I'm going to play her little tribute and her signing off. And in milk dud fashion, she gets on there and says something crazy with her little sports jacket on. I don't know, was she gonna go for a run? Did she just run to the studio? But anyway, I want to play that, and then I want to play the absolute meltdowns of almost everybody on TV that are on the left about her losing her job because she's not bringing in money. What do you know? Roll the clip.
Shout out to our amazing readers, our audience. I just love running into y'all in the airport, on these streets, and on social media. I could not love or appreciate you more. Thank you, thank you, thank you for holding us down. Almost 5 years, we are a toddler, and we out in these streets, in this world, and we are not going to stop. That is tonight's readout. You can follow me on Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, and on Substack at joyandreid.substack.com. Also on TikTok and Facebook at Joy Reid Official. Inside with Jen Psaki starts now.
Okay. I know Joy just ended her show by thanking her team, which is the most authentically Joy thing to do, I can tell you, and they are also a very incredible team. But I want to start this show tonight by thanking her. I want to thank her because she's done amazing work here. She does tell stories no one...
Ain't that funny? DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion and delusion. They fired a black woman, they kept a white woman on there. I just want to put that out there. Out of all the firings that they did, they fired the black woman. They gonna keep the white woman on there. But in all honesty, they're gonna bring like 3 other black idiots on there to take over her show. So it's a net negative for them anyway. But I just wanted to point that out. Black girl gone. This girl, her show gotta be trash. I ain't never heard of this show before. I mean, I seen it once, but I don't think anybody's watching this. She was terrible as a press secretary, and she's probably terrible on the show. But leave it to the white woman to help the Negro. Roll the clip.
She does that fearlessly on her show, but also for the person that she is. And even before I met Joy Reid, and I didn't meet her till I started working her, I felt like I kind of knew her. I don't know if you relate to this. I felt like she was kind of talking directly to me through the screen. I know many of you watching at home know exactly what I mean. And then when I got here, she became my office neighbor, literally 2 doors down. And she is the best office neighbor I could have asked for. I mean, she's somebody whose mind and her talent and her fierceness I admire so much, but she's also someone who I kind of just love running into in the hallway or chatting with on the set during specials, as my colleagues were just talking about anything, what's happening in the world, what's going on in her life, and I'm going to miss all of that. And so thank you to Joy Reid. I just wanted to start there.
I don't know if these people are soulless. Like I could detect that they have no soul. They seem like empty vessels. Am I tripping, y'all? Am I going too far? They seem like empty vessels, empty platitudes. These people just exist, and there's nothing behind the eyes. She literally gave a going away intro, a farewell statement at the beginning of her show, and it didn't seem authentic. It didn't seem like she really had any passion and connection to Joy Reid. It seemed like it's what I should do because they fired her. This is how they run their whole life. Like, this is how everything they do in politics. It's all fake to me. No passion, none of that. But I want to play Joy Reid compilation real quick, just to rub it in. Like that dog that pee on that carpet. For some of y'all who grew up in a community like I grew up in, you rub his face in it. Pop him on the butt a couple times, paint, rub his face in it. Don't you ever do it on the carpet again. That probably was dog abuse. It had to be. And if you grew up like I did, also the dogs used to live outside. I ain't never heard of a dog living in a house until I became an adult. And then I look back on it and I say, how did we have a dog living outside? Dogs shouldn't live. If they're your pet, they shouldn't be living outside. Shadow, she was a child. Shadow never came in the house. Only reason Shadow would come in the house if we had a tornado. And she would literally go from the backyard through the house into the garage. Shadow never had a chance. And now, I don't know a person. Is that a black thing? Is that a Southern thing? I don't know a person that don't have a dog in the house. My dog used to sleep in the bed with me every night. Phineas used to hair everywhere. I probably have residual hair in my lungs because he shed everywhere, but I didn't care. A girl wanted to go on a date with me. I had to rub the dog hair out first. That's how much I love Finny Pooh. He'd be my little Finny Pooh. He was a 100-pound dog, big old Mastiff Shepherd mix, but I used to call him Finny Pooh. All right, let's go to Joy Reid. I just want to play one more compilation. Is that the compilation? It's a 3-minute one. All right, we'll come back to the Joy Reid compilation. Let's go on to Rachel Maddow real quick, and then we'll come back to Joy Reid. Let's go to Rachel Maddow real quick, because you know she was in her feelings about what happened to Joy Reid, and there's no joy in Joy Reid. I don't know who named her that. Her mama, somebody should go to jail for naming her something, being disingenuous about the name. Roll the clip.
So that's a big change. An even bigger programming change is at 7 p.m. Eastern, where Joy Reid's show, The Readout, ended tonight. And Joy is not taking a different job in the network. She is leaving the network altogether. And that is very, very, very hard to take. I am 51 years old. I have been gainfully employed since I was 12. And I have had so many different kinds of jobs, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. But in all of the jobs I have had, in all of the years I have been alive, there is no colleague for whom I have had more affection and more respect than Joy Reid. I love everything about her. I have learned so much from her. I have so much more to learn from her. I do not want to lose her as a colleague here at MSNBC. And personally, I think it is a bad mistake to let her walk out the door. It is not my call, and I understand that, but that's what I think. I will tell you, it is also unnerving to see that on a network where we've got two non-white hosts in primetime, both of our non-white hosts in primetime are losing their shows, as is Katie Fang on the weekend. And that feels worse than bad, no matter who replaces them. That feels indefensible, and I do not defend it.
Hold on, time out. Is she trying to be the lady in Tucker Carlson or what? Is she trying to be a lady in Tucker Carlson? That's what she tried. I could have sworn she did a Tucker Carlson move. That's not trying to defend that. That's not what I want. She getting replaced by 3 black people. Well, 2 and a Mexican. So, I mean, is the virtue signaling gone too far? She lost her show, and they gonna put 2 more black people and a Mexican on there. They didn't wokeify her position even more. But the liberal nut jobs, they can't go a minute without trying to make something about race. They have to. Roll it.
One other piece of it that you should know. From your side of the TV screen, you will mostly see changes in terms of who's in the anchor chair. And actually, everybody who's going to be in anchor chairs from here on out. are great colleagues and great at what they do, and you are not going to be disappointed in who's on our air and what you're going to be seeing. But one thing you cannot necessarily see is that the people who get our shows on the air, they're really being put through the ringer. Dozens of producers and staffers, including some who are among the most experienced and most talented and most specialist producers in the building, are facing being laid off. They're being invited to reapply for new jobs. That has never happened at this scale in this way before when it comes to programming changes, presumably because it's not the right way to treat people, and it's inefficient and it's unnecessary, and it kind of drops the bottom out of whether or not people feel like this is a good place to work, and so we don't generally do things that way. Maybe all of our folks, including most of the people who are getting this very show on the air right now, maybe they will all get new jobs here, and I hope they do, but in the meantime, being put in this kind of limbo, the anxiety and the discombobulation is off the charts at a time when this job already is extra stressful and difficult. It is not news for me to tell you that the press and freedom of the press are under attack in a way that is really, it's a big deal for our country. It's very visceral for us here. I know that the business of the press is not an easy thing, and I know that no job is forever. But I think I'm safe in saying for all of us anchors who you know through the TV, please know that what pains us the most is not what happens to us. It is what happens to our coworkers on whom we depend and who you don't necessarily know, but we respect and love them and depend on them. And did I mention we respect them? This is a difficult time in the news business, but it does not need to be this.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Put an ugly face back on there. The disingenuous nature of these people are astronomically disappointing. They making $3 million, $4 million, $10 million a year. These people are making a lot of money. They gonna be just fine because they lost their little show. They don't care about the staff because I'd put my life on it that not one of those anchors take a little bit out of their budget to give an increase to these staffers. I could put my life on it that they don't do that. What these makeup artists, what they make is what they make. And they probably making like 17, well, they're in New York or something, so they probably making like $23 an hour. They barely can live. They hustling and bustling, working 80 hours a week just to get her ugly head on the show to make sure she's prepared. And she making $10 million a year or something crazy. And she ain't finna pay them she ain't finna get them no bonuses and that's up to the corporate job, right? But you care about them. I'm not saying she doing it. I just could almost bet if I was a betting man, I'm rolling the dice. She probably ain't doing none of it. Joy Reid ain't doing it either. I don't know why they sit up here and lie to y'all. I just want to point that out. I don't want them to get by with this. These people are disingenuous. The reason they lost their job is not because of DEI. It's not because of attack on the media. It's because nobody's watching that garbage. All right? Nobody's watching the garbage no more. Y'all didn't bash Trump for 400 years. And he got to the presidency, and now y'all look like clowns. And now what are you going to talk about? Him going to jail? Well, he ain't go to jail. What are y'all going to talk about? Donald Trump and these trials and these women making accusations? Well, somehow it all went away. What are y'all going to talk about? Hitler. And now he's the president. He don't look like Hitler to me. He got all the foreign dignitaries coming into office. They talking. They chopping it up. They doing business. Come on. Let's go further. You can't talk about tariffs because once he imposed tariffs, people start acting right. What you want to talk about? Corruption? You can't talk about corruption because your side the one doing it. So don't give me that bull shenanigans. Okay, do we have the Joy Reid clip? Let's roll the highlight tape of the milk dud back when she had that dirty wig on. Ma'am, you make too much money for your wig to look like that. And you got too many staffers. Matter of fact, that's why they got fired. Because they have your wig piece sitting up there like that. She looked like she got a mop, like they dyed a mop and spritzed it and throw it on top of her head. They didn't even put it up there. They threw it and it caught on the back. It's almost about to roll off the back, but they must have super glued it to the top. Your wig piece is insane. Now come on, play the video.
The race lady. Why would they call me that? Is this really about me fixating on race, or is it about you fixating on race?
But Donald Trump wants to never let black and brown folk up off the mat.
Evident what they mean by DEI, right?
Why not just say what you mean? You can't stand black people. We get it. You've been heard. Are you committed to naming a black woman as your vice presidential running mate? They wanted to go after the brown people too, because of course that is their other target.
You feel joy? Say joy.
It's not fashionable to be openly racist anymore in America, unlike what they call the good old days. Only the white Christian men may have the things. So you own everything that happens to your mixed status families and to your wives, sisters, and abuelas.
Joy.
If you are black plus anything else, you are black. Violent white nationalism that today threatens our national security.
Make a joyful noise.
Don't send any of those invites to any black women you know.
We do have a fascist groundswell in parts of this country, mainly among white men, let's be clear.
I mean, you're also a white guy. Are you saying the we is white folks need more kids?
Make your own dinner, MAGA. Make your own sandwiches. Wipe your own tears.
Only God can give that woman the kind of joy she had right there.
Similarities to what happened in Germany and what's happening now in America are just undeniable. Donald Trump is acting like a Nazi, talking like a Nazi, and now posting like a Nazi. Like Trump, Hitler was also viewed as a clown, a goon who could be kept in line after a 4-year break to, learn to accurately quote Adolf Hitler. Right-wingers were saying, get in the oven anytime you made any benign comment on Twitter. Elon Musk, I guess he misses the old South Africa in the 80s. He wants that back. Yes, look. Not only is Trump a criminal, he's also someone who is arguably in mental and perhaps even cognitive decline. Yes, Biden is aging. He shuffles when he walks and forgets names and makes gaffes. But he's not incoherent. He can give us a prompter speech.
Yes, sir.
Kamala Harris has passed the audition flawlessly. This has been, in many ways, a perfect campaign. For misappropriating black vernacular for misogynistic purposes, Elon Musk is the absolute worst. They've taught people the word inflation, right? Most people who would have never used that word ever in their lives are using it now because they've been taught it. So many of us are not safe in Donald Trump's America. If you're mad at United Healthcare and you voted for Trump, you essentially voted for America to be run like United Healthcare. And you think, oh yeah, they let the race lady in. Blah, affirmative action. Blah. Well, listen, let me cheer you up, okay? I got into Harvard and Yale, Vassar, and the University of Denver too, because I had a really high GPA and fantastic SAT scores. Let me just be clear. I got into Harvard only because of affirmative action. A black woman forced you to pay a $175 million fine. For me, there's something poetic and actually wonderful about that. It says something good about our country that we're still capable of having that happen. Go DEI. My DEIs are bringing it home.
Shout out to them for making that video. But that's why she lost her show. You see how racist and crazy that stuff is that she's saying? I don't think it's appropriate if anybody do it, to be quite honest. It's mind-boggling that black people can be so racist like that. And it just goes well, I guess she got fired. But, they're going to put 3 other idiots on there and they're going to be saying the same thing. But it's crazy to me that if white people had a show and they were talking about black people like black people talk about white people, people would be so offended. You go in there and say, oh, black dudes do this, black men do this, black men do that. The white people saying it. Y'all be in your feeling. But y'all talk about white people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All right, let's go to Don Lemonhead. So your boy Don Lemonhead, he can't help himself because he wish he looked good like Megyn Kelly. He wish he was Megyn Kelly, to be honest. He would throw a wig on and get them teeth straight, nice and white like Megyn Kelly. He wish he looked like her so he can get more men's, so he can get the men's that want to get on him. That boy crazy as a mud, man. Boy, I don't know how men want to be with men. I don't get it. Maybe they can't help it. I don't know. But, man, women look so good. I don't know how that man like that. But since he can't be her, he got to cuss her out. So Megyn Kelly made a statement about Joy Reid, which most of us have, because Joy Reid deserves every single critique she's getting. She was just absolutely rancid against MAGA Republicans and Republicans in general and white folks. Anybody other than the people of the melanin, she was talking crazy to, except if you're the melanin on my side. If you're a conservative melanated person, she all over you. But your boy Don Lemonhead, Don Lemon Juice, Don Lemon Lime. What else can I say? Don Lemon Scooter. No, they call limes. Never mind. Roll the clip.
So let me just say to Megyn Kelly, in my 30-some years as a journalist and my 50-some years as a person of color, go f*** yourself, okay? I usually don't like to talk about her because she's one of those people, she thrives on it. She has built the second part of her career on being a troll. So this is what Megyn Kelly said about Joy Reid, right? And remember, Joy Reid is a woman, Megyn Kelly is a woman. She's supposed to be all about women and supports women. Okay, so this is what she said. Remember when Joy Reid laughingly mocked white women tears as pathetic and offensive to her? Who's crying now, Joy? Good riddance to the absolute worst person on television, and shame on NBC for letting it go on this long. And she has she is an axe to grind when it comes to MSNBC. And also, this whole, she's racist. It's just, I'm going to give you the evidence.
Come on, give me the evidence.
Supposedly learned from it and then spent every day after apologizing for it and being fired for it, then spent every day proving the point that she is a racist.
Hold on.
And not very supportive of women. If you look.
Don Lemon, somebody please sue Don Lemon. Can you sue him? Maybe his boyfriend can help pay for it. I don't know. Sue this man. Saying that Megyn Kelly's a racist. If I'm not mistaken, I think Megyn Kelly lost her job because she said that it was nothing wrong with somebody dressing up as a black character that they love. And people called it blackface. How in the world can a 3-year-old or a 10-year-old that love Michael Jordan not try to look like Michael Jordan? And people say that's blackface. Blackface, people don't understand what blackface is. Blackface isn't you impersonating somebody that you admire. It's not. It's making fun of, exaggerating the features of black people in a mockery. That's what blackface was, with the intent and structured choreographical presentation of the mockery of black people. A person wanting to be Michael Jackson, well, he turned white too. Maybe he wearing whiteface. They want to be Michael Jackson or some black person. They dress up like him. They want to look like him. They want to be like him. And the idiot with the man on his back, Don Lemon, thinks that that's racism. And I felt like Megyn Kelly, if I'm not mistaken, Megyn Kelly stood up and said that's wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. If somebody wants to, impersonate a black person that they love, it should be fine. And I think they fired her. But you know what? When they fired her, you know how much money they paid Megyn Kelly? Do y'all know how much money they paid Megyn Kelly? They paid her $30 million. I don't think Megyn Kelly cared that much. They fired her and they had to pay her $30 million or so. And now she's on YouTube probably making several $million now. I don't think Megyn Kelly was really that upset about it, to be honest. I hope somebody fired me and give me $30 million. I'm going to retire. Y'all ain't going to never hear from me again. No, I'm just playing. Ain't enough money. 30 billion? Maybe, yeah, I'm gone. Y'all ain't never see me again. I'm gonna change my name and everything. No, I'm just playing. Anyway, let Don Lemonhead, Lemon Juice, the man with the man on his back, roll the clip.
All you have to do, the evidence is in her Google search and what she says about women, how she calls them out all the time. The worst person. No, Megyn Kelly, the worst person on television was fired from NBC in the Today Show a few years ago, and that's Megyn Kelly. That's the worst person who's not on television anymore, is you. That's the worst person who's not on television. So hurrah for that. NBC did something good with that.
30 million.
You know why? I like to give proof of things, evidence. Like when I said Donald Trump, the president of the United States, was racist, it wasn't my opinion. This isn't my opinion about Megyn Kelly.
It is.
The evidence is there. I'm going to show you the evidence of Megyn Kelly, and that's just as I showed you the evidence of Donald Trump.
Does he have evidence of Megyn Kelly? I don't think he does. Megyn Kelly is clearly not a racist. They didn't use racism like they use toilet paper. They just going to work every day. They just throwing it out there. Just every time they come up with something, it's racist, racist, racist. Megyn Kelly, I think Megyn Kelly followed me on social media. I've been on Megyn Kelly's show. If she's a racist, why would she have a black man on her show? What are y'all like? What is the definition of racism to these leftist nut jobs? What is the definition? That's like saying a man is gay, but he only date women. Well, maybe, just maybe, the man may not be gay if he don't date men, right? I mean, this is what y'all saying. A person is racist, but they love black people. How are they gonna be racist against black people, but they put black people on, they interview them, they have tons of black friends, they love black people, they have black people on their show all the time, but they somehow are racist against black people? That don't go together. No, I think the better analogy is like Don Lemon, a man who claim he's straight, but he's sleeping with trannies and stuff. Then, bro, you ain't straight. If you claim you straight, but you sleep with men, you ain't, bro, that don't go together. You just throwing a straight word out there. And that's what they doing with this racism stuff. There's real people in America that are racist. They hate black people. Black people hate white people, hate Mexicans, hate natives, hate Indians, they hate because of somebody's race. normally driven by stereotypical things or lived experiences in many cases, or somebody being raised a certain way. There's real people out here. Can y'all just save that word for them? There's people, which I think they're just doing I don't know if they real or not. There's a couple of Nazis on the bridge somewhere. I forget what story there was. Somebody's like, Brandon, you don't cover this? I'm like, this is the stupidest thing ever. 10 people with Nazi shirts on the side of the road. They ain't really gangster. They got a permit. So the police can protect them while they stand on the stand on the sidewalk and having Nazi flags on. I would drive by there and be like, oh, that's crazy. Oh, they got Nazi. It's too hot out here to be doing all that. Boy, ain't nobody paying attention to these people. But instead, people are all offended. Oh, the white man. Nazism is back and better than ever. What are y'all talking about, bro? Ain't no way 16 white people in a cornfield somewhere being stupid. That's what racism is to y'all fools.